Let's answer part A. Here we determine the number of rabbits in the third year. So basically, we have to plug in t equals 3 into the r of t function. R of t basically describes the population of the rabbits. So I'm going to plug in t equal to 3 into the r of t. So therefore, this becomes r of 3, and this equals 600 times cosine of pi by 6. Replace t by 3, so it becomes pi by 6 times 3 plus 900. Let's evaluate this. So we have r of 3, and this equals 600. This is times cosine. We can do this cancellation. The 6 gets cancelled with 3 as 2. So it is cosine of pi by 2 plus 900. We know the value of cosine pi by 2, and this equals 0. So therefore r of 3 becomes 600 times 0 plus 900. And so this equals, this gets cancelled. We have only 900. So therefore the number of rabbits in the third year is 900. And this answers part A. Let's answer part B. So here we have to determine the all the times in the first 12 years when the rabbit population is 1200. So first let's understand this number 12. It basically represents the period of this cosine function. We can for that we can compare this cosine function with the standard cosine function. That is, suppose we can write this cosine function as f of x equals a times of cosine bx plus c plus d, where the period is given by this formula. Period equals 2 pi over b. So we can find the period of this cosine function, that is 2 pi over this quantity is b, that is pi by 6 is b. So I'm going to put 2 pi over pi by 6, and this equals 2 pi multiply with the reciprocal of pi by 6, which is 6 by pi. So this gives 12. So it's basically the period of this cosine function, and that means we have to determine in one period of the cosine function how many times the rabbit population is 1200. So that's what we have to determine. Okay, so let's set up this equation. That is, I'm going to replace r of t equals 1200 into the r of t function. So when I do that, I get 1200, and this equals 600 times cosine pi by 6t plus 900. Let's first subtract 900 from both sides. So it becomes 1200 minus 900, and this equals 600. This is times cosine pi by 6t. So we get 1200 minus 900 is 300, and this equals 600 times cosine pi by 6t. Now I divide both sides by 600. So here I get 300 over 600, and this equals cosine pi by 6t. So we get 300 by 600. This is equivalent to half. So we get half equals cosine pi by 6t. So it's basically a trigonometric equation, that is cosine pi by 6t equal to half. So I can rewrite this in a different form as cosine pi by 6t equals half. So we have to determine the values of t such that cosine pi by 6 times t equal to half. Let's see how to solve this trigonometric equation. So first we find the reference angle of 1 by 2. The reference angle of 1 by 2, that is only cosine of pi by 3 equals 1 by 2. That is, if you convert this to degree, pi by 3 equals 60 degree. That is cosine 60 degree equals 1 by 2. So basically we take in terms of radians. So we consider pi by 3 as the reference angle. This is pi by 3. And then we put this in quadrants. So I'm going to put this in quadrants 1 as well as in quadrant 4, because only in these two quadrants the cosine is positive. So let me put this reference angle. This is basically a 60 degree. So I put this as pi by 3 in terms of radians, and this is also another reference angle pi by 3. So one of our angle is this pi by 3. This is our own angle, and another angle is this complete angle. We have to start from this base and you have to reach this terminal side. So let's calculate this angle, that is the one I have shown in blue color. For that, we know that one complete rotation is 2 pi. So we can subtract pi by 3 from 2 pi to determine this angle. So we get this equals 6 pi minus pi over 3, and this equals 5 pi over 3. So basically this angle is 5 pi over 3. And therefore we have determined two angles such that cosine of uh, those angles are half. And this means we can set up two equations. So I'm going to set this up as two equations. That is, I can set this as cosine pi by 6 t. I put this one angle, that is cosine pi by 3, because cosine pi by 3 equals half. Also, I can set up another equation. Let me write down here. That is cosine pi by 6t, and this also equals cosine of 5 pi by 3, because cosine of pi by 3, and this is also half. So from these two equations we can solve for t. Now since we have both sides cosines, we can this is actually cosine, sorry, this is actually cosine of pi by 6. So we have to put the bracket here. So since we have cosine on both sides, we can remove cosine. And this means we get this as equation, that is pi by 6 t equals, we just equate only these two angles. So that is pi by 3. And from this we can solve for t by dividing both sides by pi by 6. So, and that is equivalent to multiplying by the reciprocal of pi by 6, which is 6 by pi. So we get these two are getting cancelled, and 6 by 3 equals t. I'm sorry, 2. So one of the t value is 2. Now let's determine the another value of t from this equation. So we remove the cosine on both sides, and therefore we get pi by 6t, and this equals 5 pi over 3. Once again, to determine t, we divide both sides by pi by 6 or multiply this fraction by 6 by pi. And so we now get these two pi's are getting cancelled, and 6 goes into 3 as 2 times. We then have 5 times 2, which is 10. So we get another value of t, which is 10. So therefore the two values of t are t equal to 2 as well as t equal to 10. For these two values of t, the population of the rabbit equals 1200.